Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Generation to Generation podcast. My name is Ashley.
My name is Heather.
And I don't even know what episode this is. God has been putting it on our hearts to record this. I don't know about my... Has he put it on yours?
Yeah.
Okay. To record this. But I forgot what he even named the title. I gotta go back. I think it's The Exit or something like that.
Yeah, The Exit.
I don't know. It's something like that.
Yeah.
And my mom and I were having a conversation with God. We're just sitting down, and we were doing breakfast with God. And, you know, the quote that came to me, or I was just talking and what God had put in me. And it's going to sound crazy when you hear it, but bear in mind, you know, I don't know. Let's just say it. Somebody has to go. You may not understand everything you've had to go through. You may not understand everything you have to endure. You may not understand everything you had to go through. But somebody has to go through it in order for him to be shown on how he took you through it. And he said it way better than how I just said it. But he said somebody has to go through it in order for him to be seen in it, or something like that. And the point of and the gist of what I'm saying is, there's many things in our lives, and I'm speaking for me especially, that I didn't understand why I had to go through, right? And I had reached a point in my life where I said, God, if I'm continuously focused on why I had to go through it, I said, there's two things. The first thing is, there's no answer that I could receive that will actually make me feel better about what I had to go through. There's no answer. The second thing is if I keep focusing on the answer, I'm going to miss out on you. Because I'm going to want you to give me an answer that is just not the truth. And if it's an answer that'll coddle me, it won't coddle me. Because for me, I just wouldn't still understand. And so even though I understand this truth, it doesn't fill the void of what I had to go through. But what it does, it doesn't take away the void of what I had to go through. It just fills it. And here's how. If you have a hole and you're digging dirt, right? Even if you're using the same dirt, the hole is still there. That you dug out is still there. And you see it for a few days before it's even covered up and filled with the dirt. Whether it's new dirt that you put in it, old dirt that you put in it, the hole is still there. And you see the circle that you created until it starts to blend with the grass down the line. It's the same thing with God. Say, for instance, you didn't have a father in your life, and God, you've been on this journey with God, and he put father figures in your life. It doesn't fill the void of not having your earthly father. It doesn't remove the void of not having your earthly father. But what God had did was fill it with new dirt so that beauty can grow out of it and so that you can now be fruitful. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You sleeping while we're recording.
No, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm hearing what you're saying, but I'm just so tired. Let me wake up. God forgive me. Sit down right. This is good.
What I'm saying is what I'm trying to say is, God was saying somebody has to go through it in order for him to be shown in it. And it goes to the part of where God told Noah, as long as the earth endures, in Genesis. As long as we endure, we show how God can work even in a world in a state like this. Even in our own disgust of humans, we can see how God can revive us into something beautiful and resurrect us into something beautiful. And it's not to say that it doesn't take process to get there. It requires you to die to the ways of what you're so used to. And it's easier said than done of what you're dying to. You're dying to lineages that's attached to you. You're dying of characteristics that's attached to you, both known and unknown. You're dying to things that God only is able to reveal to you about what you didn't even know about yourself, that you have to die to in order to get access to this new life. So you're fully dying, or at least every day dying, to versions of yourself that you know and don't know. But he's revealed to you that this needs to die out of you. And that's what makes it hard on the journey. And that's why the journey, honestly, is probably so narrow, because so many people would rather run away than face who they become. And so many people would rather run away because they understand it's so much work, or it sounds like so much work, and they don't want to go do it. So what they do is they leave off the earth, and then now, because your parent didn't handle it, and their parents' parents didn't handle it, and so on and so forth, now you're left to handle it. And if you decide to leave this earth and not do it, guess what you're doing? You're leaving your child to handle it. And if you're saying, well, I don't got no children, I don't got this, that, and the third, well, guess what? You're leaving the people who you've interacted with, who has now latched onto your ideas and your ways of doing things that you've now infected because you didn't decide to do it and make the decision. It's changing everything on it. It's changing how they live their life, how they operate their lives, and now it's spewed and passing on into them. So it doesn't have to just be your lineage that you can pass on your mindsets to. It's also the people around you. And that's why we have to get to a point of where, when God gives you a decision, you decide on that decision, on what you're going to do. This is where free will comes in. You can decide, I'm going to live for God or I'm not. I'm going to do life or I'm going to do death. And it doesn't take your verbal words to say it. It takes your actions. They speak more because it speaks what your heart is speaking.
You ever hear this saying that says, I used to tell God before, I used to say, God, I'm going through all of this. I'm going through all of this. Why are you letting me go through all of this? Why are you letting me go through all this? Why me? Why me? And then I don't remember how I ended up hearing this statement. It's not mine. But it was, why not you? And sometimes you don't want to be that person. But sometimes God has chosen you to be that person.
Yes.
And you may feel like you can't handle it, but He has equipped you. You might not feel equipped right now, but He has equipped you. And as time goes by, you trust Him little by little, and He gives you more strength and more strength. You'll see that I am equipped to do this. So it became a thing where, and I used to go to God, cry to Him all the time. I was one of those people. I would always say, why me? Why me? And there was a time in my life I stopped saying, why me? I said, why not me? Why not me? You chose me. You're putting it in my path. So why not me? And then the why not me became a positive thing. Because somehow, some way, it's not like it made me feel special. It didn't. But it just let me ask myself, why not me? That question just stopped at me, and it stopped with me. Why not me?
And because it stopped with you, it's now stopped with your generations.
Look at that.
And it's now stopped with other people around you.
Look at that.
Because now they're seeing a change you.
Look at that.
And this is why we have to understand it's bigger than us. It's not to negate anything you've ever done in your life. I can't ever say the reason why God allowed you to do this and this, that, and the third. Some people don't like hearing that God allowed you to do this and go through this for His purpose and this, that, and the third. They don't like hearing it, and I get it. I wouldn't want to hear it after going through something so traumatic like that. And it sucks. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear an answer like that. And it's a hard truth to accept. That's why I say there's no answer. There's so many things I went through in my life. There's no answer that will suffice or fill that. Not fill the void. There's just no answer that will make me feel better about it. And so I had to just stop asking for the answer of the why are you doing this? And I had to, because it was going to do two things. I didn't think it was going to help me if I even knew the answer. Because I didn't even know if I didn't know if I wanted to know it anymore, because I didn't think it was going to help me anymore. Because I knew there was no answer that could really give me, this is why you went, and it makes sense. There's no answer that would have made sense to me. And so I'm saying this today too. I don't want to hear that you have to endure certain things in order for God. Like, I don't want to hear that. So he could show how he can, like, what? What are you talking about? I don't want to hear that. But it's the truth. As long as we endure, and enduring looks different for everybody. And as long as we endure the world, I'm now understanding, as long as we endure the world and the way the world is, understanding we're not doing it alone, but with God, then the seasons can occur. Then we can have the Ecclesiastics where there's a season of this, a season of that, a season of this, a season of that. But you have to endure. You have to make it to the other side. Understanding that you're not making it to the other side alone. And it does not ever mean that what you went through will be removed from you. No. It means I've made peace with it, where it can no longer hound me or define me or be an identity of who I've become. But it can be the stepping stool of what God has done and what he will continue to do in my life. It will be what he has used to catapult me. So now other people can see what he has done through me. Other people who are going through it, they could see his hand over my life. That's a selfless thing to have to go through. Especially when you don't want to feel selfless because you don't even understand why you're going through it. So it's a high call that not many people can't do. But he's entrusted you to do it. Even though you don't feel capable of doing it. Even though you don't want to do it. And so it's not to say that what you went through can be minimized at any point. No. When Jesus died on the cross and had the nails, they saw the actual bruises on his hand. You still saw the hole. Do you get what I'm saying? The bruise does not leave. The scars does not leave. They just become redefined. And this is what this journey has taught me. My past cannot follow me into my present because God has redefined the scars. The same things I was once scared to overcome, I've now overcome, but I couldn't do it on my own. I had to do it with him because I didn't understand what I was fighting. He had me make decisions that I didn't understand and didn't give me revelation until after. And then some of them, even when I got the revelation, I said, no, this doesn't even make sense still. But it was for purpose. Because then if we don't do it, when does it stop?
And who's going to stop it if we don't do it?
Because if Jesus sent his whole son down here to die, so we can be the living sacrifice, so we can actually see that no, you can no longer kill an animal to make atonement for your sin. But you have to kill now the thing that's in you that's causing you to sin. You have to die to it every day. It hits different when you have to do it for yourself. That's why when people get humbled by God, some of them, they only get humbled because of what happened to them. Not because of what they did for everyone else. They're not feeling so sad because of how much they've harmed so many other people. They're feeling sad because now they've become harmed. You know, it changes. And so this whole journey, I don't know, in the exit, as we reach getting out of here, I'm so ready to go. I'm so excited to go. But I can honestly say I've in this journey, if God didn't sit me down, I'm still looking at this as God's protection, still trying to grasp that idea that this whole time of God sitting me here since July 5th, 2024 is his protection. Sometimes I'm able to understand it like, nah, God, yeah, you really did protect me. Like, you really did protect me and are protecting me. And sometimes I still like, okay, this is not bondage. This is not bondage. I didn't do anything wrong to come in here. You know, this and the third. I did some wrong, but that I'm not here for punishment. I'm here because he's refining me, you know, and putting those things in my head and trying to understand that, I mean, it's still a struggle. But as we go along, it becomes something he's given me grace for and to have grace for. And that I may not understand the whole thing, but I understand that it may help many people some way, somehow. Because I always used to say, I said, I don't want people to go through, like, you know how you would want your enemies to go through this, get this happen to them, that happen to them. No, for me, I don't want none of that to happen to my enemies. I just want them to receive God's judgment so that they never can do that to a person again. Because you don't understand the impact of your action and how it could really harm you. You may think it's little of what you did, but you don't really understand the impact of how much it could have actually caused the person to do the unthinkable in their lives. So we don't understand the impact because we don't feel like it's that big of a deal. But you don't know if a person can handle what you just done to them. And so, I don't know. This whole journey has been interesting. It's been very interesting. And that specific thing that God is allowing me to say, I wish I recorded it from how he said it exactly. So this is the paraphrase version of what he has said, but it's not to give you an answer that's going to make you feel better. It's maybe not even giving you an answer. It's just saying something. And sometimes we don't want to accept it. We may not even be there. And that's okay. That's okay. You be honest with yourself. You be honest with God. You tell him, I just don't understand. I don't think that answer could fit me. I don't think I like that. But as long as the earth endures, we're able to have seasons. We're able to have life. But the thing we have to endure is the human heart. Understanding it's not more powerful than God. And now we have to live in a backwards world. In an upside down world, we have to live God's way in a world that doesn't want to live God's way. And as long as we endure that, we can endure any demon that try to come in our face. We can overcome anybody that tries to do anything to us because you understand the backing that you have. That's why you have to face those things that you are afraid of. That's why you have to face the you that you've become that you're afraid of. That's why you have to face the fear. Because the more you don't face it is the more it cripples you. And that's what I learned throughout my life. And I no longer want to live life on fear. It's easier said than done. But I can understand it's scary. But when God promises that the fear will dwindle as I go, that fear is going to have to get up off of me at some point on this journey. The more I'm focused on him. And if it don't, I'd rather do it fearful than not do it at all.
I remember he also said when something happens, don't run away from him, run to him.
Yeah. Yeah. How has this journey been for you? What have you learned? What have you, if you look back on how you came in and how you're leaving now, what are the words?
I ain't gonna lie to you, this journey, it has been hard. The hardest thing I've ever done in my life. The hardest thing. But one of the things that kept me going is the fact that I gave up so many times and I knew the results of giving up. And this one time, I just wanted something different. I was desperate for a change. And so there's one time in not giving up when God let me realize that I would never have to do this again. Even though it's been the most difficult thing in my life, it was worth taking a chance because I will never have to do this again. And in life, there were so many things that I had to repeat and do over and do over and do over. So how has this journey been for me? Wow, very difficult. But God gave us a post. I actually read it. I think it was this morning I read it. It said something about, oh no, it was the caption for G2G, Generation to Generation podcast. It's the caption. And it says, when God puts us on a journey, we see the beginning. We have no clue of the middle because only He knows. And we will only make it to the end if we do not give up. Can you imagine you start a journey with God, which I've done many times before. Had no clue what the middle was going to be like. And in the middle, somewhere going towards the end, I gave up. And then the next time I had to start all the way back from the beginning. But this time it was worse than the last time. So how has this journey been for me? As difficult as it was, in the end, because I didn't give up, it was worth it.
What have you learned about yourself from the woman that came in to the woman you're leaving now as?
I feel worthy. Before I didn't feel like I was worthy of even God's love. And I feel worthy. And the funny thing is, it's not like I am this new person where I'm worthy of His love and another man's love. And this earth is not because of that. It's because I see myself through God's eyes. I see myself as being worthy.
And that's what makes you feel like you
That's
can
what makes me
take on this new identity?
Yeah. Makes me feel loved. Love is so important. There's so much hate. And love is so important. I used to love myself many years ago, but because I fell out of love with myself and ended up not loving myself, that was just another journey. But being worthy of His love, being able to love myself again and see the value in me and the worthiness in me because of Him. I'm able now to open up to someone, not someone, but to the man God has designed for me. So He could accept me. And before He comes, I'm already worthy. I already see the value in me. So of course He's going to see the value in me because I see it.
Mm-hmm. And what's interesting is that, I don't know, when you had said that of how you used to love you, and then you went through a season, but then you now love you again, and it made me get this question of, how does the little girl you used to love, as she grown into a teenager, and the love that you had for her or didn't have for her, or how, the transition of love in your life for yourself and for God, how does that transition look? If you could put that journey in words.
So ask me again. Can I realize it's a portion of a question and answer? Ask me again the question.
I mean, you can also ask questions if you would like to.
No, but ask me again, ma. Let me hear the question again. Can you kind of go on the bush?
No, I wasn't trying to go around. Okay, I wasn't trying to go around the bush. What I'm trying to say is how you once loved yourself, because you said you used to love yourself, right? And at one point you stopped, but you came back and now you feel worthy, right? How does the now you that feels worthy differ from the you that used to love yourself? How is that that transition? And how is she shown today too?
Feels like a different kind of love, because back then when I loved myself, I really didn't know what love was. I was taught in my marriage at that time what love was not.
No, I'm talking about younger you.
Oh, the younger me, a child me. Oh.
Like teenage you, young you, college you, before marriage you. Mm-hmm. Compared to now you.
It's a stronger love. It's a stronger love, and it's such a love that it's a stronger love. The reason why I say it's a stronger love is back then the younger me, the child me, the college me, like you just said, I loved me, but I didn't see the value in me. And I think for me, you can love, but if you don't see any value in what you say you love, then do you really love? Do you really love if you don't see the value in it? So now that I can say I love me because God has taught me how to truly love me, because I see the love that He has given to me, it has allowed me to see love in a different way, that because I feel valued, because I feel valued, and because I feel loved, and because I know I'm worthy. I don't feel worthy, I know I'm worthy. And so because of that, it's a different kind of love to the adult me, the love that I have now.
Because you feel valued.
Because how can you, it's like how can you say you love the relationship that you're in, but you don't see any value in it? You don't see any reason why you should be with this person, or you don't see any reason why you should be at this job, or you don't see any reason. Do you really love it?
So value you're equating to like growth.
Yeah.
Fruit, essentially.
Yeah. You don't see any value in it. So yeah. So I don't know if I answered your question, but yeah.
I think it did. I think it was. That's
good. So I see a question that we are asking.
I think for me, the little girl, Ashley, growing into high school and college, I think because she was rejected, she wanted to be accepted, but she just didn't say it. Because when I was younger, I don't know, I felt like I was so, I don't know, I guess exposed to a lot of the world, but I also knew God, because if you have a Jamaican upbringing, you know God. They may not teach you everything about God. They may not teach you, you don't know if it's all the right things, but you know something about God. You know what I'm saying? You know you have to read your Bible. You know you have to go to church. You have some sort of foundation of God, no matter what you're doing now in your life. You know, and that's probably other cultures too who probably do that as well. But I can only speak for Jamaican culture. And so I couldn't say that I didn't know God. I did know God. I can't even say I knew him. Like, in depth of knowing him in the way that I know him now. But I knew his name. I knew I could talk to him. And for the mere fact that God is reminding me of things that I used to talk to him about when I was younger, that he is bringing into fruition into my life now, it just hits a whole different realm, because what I wanted was always available to me. I just had to be willing to step in it. And so I wanted people to accept me, but all I needed the acceptance of was God. And the only reason why I wanted people to accept me is because I was dealing with rejection wounds, abandonment wounds. And so I wanted to feel loved, but I didn't understand I was already loved. And I didn't understand it because I didn't want to receive his love. I didn't want to see the fullness of it. Because I was scared. And I didn't feel worthy. And
do you feel worthy now?
Yeah, definitely. On this journey in 2023.
Don't let you get dry.
On this journey in 2023, I had to tell, God had me doing declarations in the morning every time, telling myself that I'm worthy. And I didn't believe it at that time, but I had to constantly tell myself until I truly believed it. And it took some time to get there. Then he transitioned me to other things. But this woman now, she feels whole. I never knew I could have reached the point of wholeness. And I can never take credit of reaching this point of wholeness. I tried to find myself by myself, not doing it God's way. I've tried, and it fell into me not even knowing the version that was in me. I didn't know me, but I knew whoever that was not me. And so I could have only reached this wholeness of the girl that I used to always see in visions that I now feel inside of me. Like, I could only reach it because of God. Only because of God. He's the only one who could have done this. Only one who has done this and will continue to do it. So the more you see me grow, it's not a credit to me. It's not a credit to my upbringing. It's not a credit to nobody but him. And that's just a fact. It's not a credit to nobody but him. And it doesn't say that my mom didn't do such an amazing job as being a mother and this and third. No, it's never to discredit my mom. But I'm talking about this level of wholeness my mother could have never provided me. This level of wholeness I could have never provided for myself. This level of wholeness and value and worth, no man could have ever given me, even if he chose me. Because I would have still felt a void with him. And so only God could have filled that void. And so, yeah, no, I feel like I'm walking, the same person who walked in here is not the same person who's leaving out of here. And if you know me from who I was, that's you staying in who I was. I'm not her no more. And I'm not afraid to move around like I'm not her no more, because I'm walking in my true identity. And when you have to fight for an identity like this, yeah, nobody could tell me otherwise of anything. No one can tell me otherwise. And it's not to say some of the things people say, it won't hurt your feelings. It may hurt my feelings, but I'm going to get back up again. I got that rapport with God. Like, we're going to get back up again. You know what I'm saying? So you could try to tear me down. We're going to get back up again because of God, you know? And so if the devil can't take me out, you think you can? No. And so I say that to say it's a whole nother level of confidence. Because I remember when I was little. No, it's not Lyndon. I remember when I was little, I used to say, I'm not here in this world for you to like. And it's the mere fact that I didn't even know what I was saying. I didn't know Bible at the time, but I'm truly believing that, of course, you would love to be liked by people. You don't want people to not like you, but it's okay if people don't. It's okay if you know, many things I've learned it's okay. And I don't know. This journey has been a really good one because of who I've become in the midst of it and who I can now accept because of it. My husband means more to me than just a man figure on this earth. He is the actual redemption of what God can do in a person's life who came out of crap, but God has redeemed their name. Just like he did with Hosea and Gomer's kids. And so it's the handwork of God over my life. And so this new life means more to me than anything. Because I've lived forms of life. But this one I can actually live life here on earth. And that's different because many people don't have that opportunity to do so. And I'm not talking about living life the way the world talks about living life. No, I'm talking about the way God talks about living life. I can live true life here on earth and I don't have to wait until I get to heaven to live it. That's an opportunity many people don't get to receive. And so my husband represents that new life. And so I am grateful that I can lay down the old for the new in every aspect of the new. And in anything that I may have lingering fears of or whatever, it doesn't stop me from still doing the decision that God desires for me to do. Because I understand it's bigger than me. It's not about me. And we going to do it scary because it's going to have to get up off of me. You know? And that wasn't me before. But it is me now. And I'm excited to see how much I'm going to grow even more. Because I'm not a person who's okay with just staying like this. When God is an abundant God, he can grow me to become more abundant, right? And I'm not talking about the level of abundance in the earth where impact and all of that. No, I don't care about that. I'm talking about being a better person and having a better heart having a greater relationship with God, getting to know him more, understanding that in order to get to know God more, you might have to endure a little more, or maybe not. I don't know. But I'm just excited I used to always tell God, I said, God, don't let me leave off this earth. I said something along the lines of is before I leave this earth, I want to be able to experience as much of you as I could before I leave. Because if he's such an abundant God and he could have given me so much more of him on the earth, before I leave the earth, I want to experience all of that. And then when I get to heaven, I get to experience even more of it, And so I don't want to wait till heaven to experience God. I want to experience him now in every aspect as I continuously grow with him, even when it's hard. Even when sometimes I don't want to talk to him, but I still have to stay in communication with him some way, somehow, so that I just don't have it broken with him. Because the moment that it breaks communication is the moment that I feel like I have something else that could cover that. And nothing else can cover that communication with him. That's what keeps me on the solid ground. And so the moment I shift, I turn into sand, and then I get more comfortable not talking to him. And this is how little things now become big things. And so if I can nip it in the bud, even when it's hard, even when I don't feel like it, but not operating on what I don't feel like doing, but still doing it because I know it's necessary, holds another weight. So yeah, this journey, it's been difficult, but rewarding. And I'm grateful because I couldn't imagine doing it alone. And I didn't do it alone. Mm-hmm. And although God called my mom and I to do it together, we were still doing our separate journeys with him. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't depend on her. Mm-mm. I had to depend on him. Mm-hmm. And so he's taught me a dependence. And again, I wasn't like the independent black woman. People put that label on me. You got a good job. You got this. You got that. You should be happy. No, I was not fulfilled. I was not fulfilled because I was not doing what I was purposed to do on this earth. And he was not going to let me feel comfortable doing something he did not purpose me to do on this earth. He'll allow it. But at some point in time, I'm going to have to get up off of that. And if I don't get up off of it, he'll take it from me. But, he didn't have to take it from me. I was ready to get up off of that. I was ready. I was waiting for him to give me the go. Okay? And so I say that to say, God is allowing him, I don't know, just God taking me in as his own child. It is completely different. Like, you hear the scripture of when he's a father to the fatherless, you hear that completely different now. And you also understand, in this journey, I understand I can't do life with everybody. Because if you're still operating in death, I can't have that around me. You will cause me to operate in it. And it does not mean that you're a detriment to everybody you're around. It just means that you're a detriment to me. Because we're operating on two different frequencies. And it doesn't mean that I'm better than you. No, it just means that we can't do life together. And so, yeah, it's been a journey. It's been learning. And so, if you can give anybody an advice on anything on this, not even advice, but it's just I don't know. I think, yes, the journey has been hard. Yes, you now feel worthy. But as you step outside and you go into all of what God is doing, what are you most excited for? What are you most grateful for?
One of the things, I'll be honest, is that I'm at the end, not the beginning. Because I can't imagine doing this again. So it's that I'm at the end. But it's the end of the journey, but it's the beginning of the things he has called us to do. And he has equipped us. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I always remember, two things I always remember, is the fact that he said to you that when things get hard, don't run away from him, run to him. And another thing that he had said to me was, don't be afraid. Pray and hear my response. And those two things reminds me that no matter what's ahead in the new beginnings and the new doors that he has opened for us that no one can shut, if I keep remembering those things, and if I keep doing, just like he said, in the fast of 2023, he said God is working behind the scenes. So if I continue just believing and trusting that he is working behind the scenes, and the last thing he said in that fast of 2023 was, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added. And that's a scripture that I constantly go to.
Matthew 16.
And remember all the time. If I seek God first, I'll be okay. If I seek God first, he will keep me in perfect peace because I'm seeking him first. If I seek him first, no matter how chaotic it looks, I'll remember what he said. Because what he says is what's going to happen, not what I see. And especially when he keeps reminding me that he said, what you see, don't look at what you see because it's temporary, but focus on what you don't see, because those are the things that's eternal. The things that you don't see is the things that you're having faith for.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
That's good. I think one thing for me, that's good though. I think I've learned how slow the physical is compared to the spiritual.
Oh, yeah, that too.
The spiritual, things be happening so fast. And then it's like, oh yeah, you're just waiting for the physical to catch up what God has already done spiritually. It takes forever. I'm not saying forever, because no, I don't want it to take forever.
It takes time.
It takes time. It's
God's
like,
timing.
Yo, it's mad long for the physical to do what he's already done spiritually. Ooh, it's like,
they don't equal.
When you gonna catch up? Because I need you to catch up. Because I understand all of this.
Where you at?
Yo, I understand all of this is going spiritually. But bro, how long will I have to wait for the physical to come through the spirit?
Yes.
Like, come on now. And so they're connecting, but I need y'all to connect a little faster. Because I'm tired of being in here. And don't get me wrong, I'm in my right mind, but it's so funny because I saw this morning, it was a deer, it was a low deer, and it was talking about some, God says you complain too much. Why don't you compliment him? I said, you think I want to hear this right now? We went to this 3-day threshold. This 3-day threshold. For me to hear some spiritually, to hear spiritually, spiritually, the old can't come into you with the new. Now you're just waiting for the physical manifestation. How many times have I see physical manifestation? God, if you don't drop down the thing now, man, please, I beg you, God.
Jesus.
And so I said this to say, listen, man, the spiritual works so fast. So when you're seeing things happen in the physical and you're like, oh, that was so fast. No, sweetheart, it was not.
Sir.
It been happening in the spiritual.
Long time, yeah.
We put it for so long.
A long time that.
Yo, and so it was just, that one, I think that was a biggest shocker for me.
Yeah.
So for me, what I am most excited about is to live in all of the physical things where God said in what
that we done got you already spiritually.
Listen, all of the things, living them in front row seats on the stage that he has set up. When he said that he was preparing the stage and he told you he was working behind the scenes, but I want to see everything where you do behind the scenes, in front of the stage, but not even just see it spiritually. I want to physically also see it too, because I want everybody and their mother to see it too.
Because one thing during this journey, a lot of people thought we were crazy.
Listen,
a lot of people thought that God did not save. But it's one of them verses that God talk about where he says, I know who it was that said, let these people know that we have done all this at your command. And we're truly your servants. Me don't know it's over there, but we're truly your servants.
1 Kings 18:36 NLT.
And it said, let these people know. So just like Elizabeth in the Bible, she said that now people will stop what she said?
Now people stop thinking something's wrong with me. God has finally decided to answer my prayer.
Look what the Lord has done. He decided to help me.
Yes.
Now people will stop thinking there is something wrong with me. So at the end of this, I'm going to do like Elizabeth said. Look what the Lord has done. Not only for me, not only for my immediate family, not only for my family, but for the millions of people that his mission is to bless millions of people through service and giving back. So look what the Lord has done for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
He decided to help us. Now people will stop thinking there is something wrong with you and I.
And I think it's understandable why somebody wouldn't believe that God told a person to do certain things that God told them to do, right? Because we see many people saying, God told me to do this, God told me to do that, God told me to do this, and we don't see no fruit of anything God would these people to do. So I get it and I understand. But I think it's different when you hear a God told you, and then you hear God saying to talk to him about it. It's completely two different things. Because then in talking to him about it, you can see if it's a God told you or not. And even when you don't have the full details, you'll be willing to go on it in faith. Because it's not about what man said. You got a confirmation from God himself because you talked to him. And so it's taught me on this journey that when somebody says God told you, I'm not going to believe right off the bat, but I'm going to go to him. And I'm going to see what he's saying. And then we'll go from there on what I'm going to have faith for. And in certain things that people said, God told them, I'm talking about when it pertains to me. If it's something that pertains to me, I'm going to go to him. Because that's what he's taught me. But if it's something pertaining to them and you said God told, I believe that wholeheartedly for you, girl. Or man. Like, whatever that is, Because God can do anything. And I think when it comes to a point where you actually have to believe that God can do anything, it hits differently. But when you see that God can really do anything, has done anything, and can do any and everything, it changes your whole perspective of him. So I get why some people, wouldn't believe. But I think when God is telling you to talk to him about it, talk to him. Talk to him. Because he'll tell you. And then you can do it, But yeah, I don't even want to just have God do it because I want to have it and rub it in all of these people's face. No. It's more so to see when you trust God, what God can do in your life. And so I want you to see me in all my glory because you're seeing God's hand over my life. I have no ability to take credit of any of this, any of my life, even the parts before me, I have no right to take credit of any of it. I can't. My whole life is a testament of God's faithfulness. My whole life is a testimony. So when he said, every time on this journey, I was trying to find, not even every time, but a lot of the times on this journey, I was trying to find specific things that God told me. I wanted to hear a story similar to it because I wanted to see somebody who had a story that's similar to it and made it out of it. Because then it's like, okay, yeah, I can make it out of it because I see the physical. God was like, no, you are the story. And I had to see the spiritual first before I saw the physical of me getting out. And so for some of you, that may be you, where you're the story, that you go through what you don't even see that's done on this earth, that God takes you through. And others can see him inside of you. And they can see his hand on your life. And not just on your life, but your family's life, the people around you's life, on all the things. And so, yeah. Anything else you have to say?
Nah, not in this episode. I think I've said it all.
You said it all?
Not said it all, but yeah.
Okay. I ain't gonna push it. I'm gonna just leave it. The only thing that God was putting to read.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, God help me.
You got it?
Yeah.
You can see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So yesterday, oh God, sorry guys. So yes, I forgot this thing catches on everything. So yesterday, I was Yesterday was I don't know. I think I was just walking around, and you know how you have a china in your house, and so there is this one thing, and it's a story called Footprints. I don't even know who wrote it. I don't know where we got this from. Things are made in Canada. I don't know where it was from, but this story, it actually helped me, and I don't know, maybe it'll help you. God was putting it in my heart to read it. But the title of it is called Footprints. One night a man had a dream. He dreamed he was walking along the beach with the Lord. Across the sky flashed scenes from his life. For each scene, he noticed 2 sets of footprints in the sand, one belonging to him and the other to the Lord. When the last scene of his life flashed before him, he looked back at the footprints in the sand. He noticed that at many times along the path of his life, there was only one set of footprints. He also noticed that it happened at the very lowest and saddest times in his life. This really bothered him, and he questioned the Lord about it. Lord, you said that once I decided to follow you, you'd walk with me all the way. But I have noticed that during the most troublesome times in my life, there is only one set of footprints. I don't understand why, when I needed you the most, you would leave me. The Lord replied, my precious child, I love you and would never leave you. During your times of trial and suffering, when you see only one set of footprints, it was then that I carried you. So I don't know what you're going through in life. I don't know what you're still dealing with of what you've went through and have to now survive from. But in your hardest and saddest and lowest times is the more you will see God. And I pray that even when you have little strength, you have the strength to seek Him. You may not want to, but I pray you don't follow into I don't want to, and just do. So He can transform your lives in ways that you don't even understand how He could have done. But you then can be a testament of what He can do. So that what happened to you, or is continuously happening to you, can no longer have a stronghold over you. It can no longer be your identity. It can no longer be your story, because He's changed it. And so it's not going to be a 1-2 step of quick. Some people, it's quick for them. Some people, it takes time. You have to go through your process with God, right? And in order to do that, you got to have to be with Him, and it's going to be a journey with you and Him. Even when you have people on it, you can't rely on them how you need to rely on Him. We all need to rely on Him, right? And so it's not about getting it right. It's about you doing it in the way that He desires for you to do. And that's in operating first in faith in Him, right? Because you can receive salvation, but you still have to be dressed. And in order to get dressed, you have to go through process. You have to become the bride. And only He can create you to be that. And I'm not talking about marriage. What I'm talking about is you have to become His reflection. And it takes process to get there if you lived in a world that's put its reflection on you. And so, as you go through the refining, I don't know how your journey will be. But I just pray, and I know you will, because He's picked you specifically to go through that fire. So I know you will make it to the other side. There's no doubt in my mind, because I know you're not doing it alone. So never think that you can't, because you can. You have. And you're going to get tired. You're going to want to quit. But I pray that every time your flesh wants to do it, God only builds and picks up your spirit every single second of the day. And you focus on the spirit that is being built instead of the fleshly weight that is occurring. Or the spiritual weight that could occur. You understand that He also takes that from you. And He holds it. So, God, whatever the person on the other side needs, I pray that you cover them on their journey. We don't know how the days will look. We don't know how the hours will look. We can only guess. Only you know. We don't know our tomorrow, and we don't even know our today. But you do. And so we ask that you please cover us every step of the way. And do what you said that you would do in the spiritual, in the physical. We may not understand everything we went through. We may not want to have gone through everything we went through. But God, now that we have went through it, you got to show your God in our lives. Allow us to allow you in to show up as God in our lives. That if you are a redeemer, and I believe you are a redeemer, you can redeem me. You can redeem my time. If you are a restorer, and I believe you are a restorer, and I have faith that you can restore me. And that all of this comes, once I have the faith, I have to have the obedience to get there. And it's the obedience that trips us up sometimes. But as long as we go through the journey with you and try to obey every word that you do, you will help us in everything we do. It's not about perfection. It's about obeying what you're telling us. You don't expect it to be perfect. You just want it to be done. And done in the way that you're saying, because that way that is being said will protect us in the long run. And so help us to not move on wanting to know every single detail. Help us understand that you accept all of us, even as we go on this journey with you. The complaining aspect of us, the nasty attitude of us, and that you accept it. You don't keep it there. You refine it as we go along with you. So now the person who we started off as is no longer the person who we're ending as. We've been revived. Your name has been redeemed. You've shown up in our lives just like you said you would, because that's who you are. You've shown us you've done this because that's who you are. And so no matter what they're facing, allow them to know that they can get through it. They have gone through it. They got to the other side. And if they're just starting on the journey, don't let them fear starting. Let them actually defeat fear by making the decision to allow the fear to dwindle as they go into the unknown with you. And not remain in how they are. We love you. We thank you. And we look forward to seeing you all in the physical. And so, yeah, hopefully it's this week. But we look forward to seeing you all in the physical. Have a great Resurrection Sunday. We've recorded this way beforehand. But have a great Resurrection Sunday. And yeah, God is good.
God is better than good.
This has been a journey. Bye, y'all.
Bye. Love you guys. God loves you more.